Hello, this is my update for the middle of June of the garden. We had a really nice storm today with thunder and lightning and everything and real rain, not just sprinkling. It was really nice last night and tonight. So we have our butternut. It's doing well. I've got 2 in there, surviving the windstorms. 2. Zucchini is doing really well. I just planted this one not too long ago. Forgot I planted some beans in there, so one of them survived. I'll be transplanting that somewhere else tomorrow. Of course, another zucchini. So that's 3 nice zucchinis. There's a couple of tomatoes. This one's are my only bush tomato. Just try it out, see what happens. And this one's a cherry behind it. Got it on sale. Decided to rescue it. Doing well. Of course, my makeshift bed here is quite interesting. Cucumbers are finally doing really well. Got 4 in here, which is nice. And then, of course, a bean. And then I have some beans over there. This one over here is a lemon cucumber, little round cucumbers. And then I have about 7 beans actually in this raised bed. And over here we have my peppers. Got some nice ones. These are all, you've got a bell here, the one I grew here, one here and here. Then we've got banana peppers right there. And one of those is a poblano, I believe that one, and then a banana here. Could be the other, I'm not sure. Haven't decided if I'm going to transplant the bush tomato in here just because of all the peppers all over here and a lot of food. Then as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, okay, so I got 8. I have 8 of them. And you see a different way. I was able to borrow a whole bunch of small metal cages to help from my neighbor. Really a blessing. More horseradish, doing very, very well. Yellow squash, those were transplanted a little over, wow, maybe not quite 2 weeks ago. And then, of course, our leeks. Leeks are doing really well. We got a whole bunch of them flowering. I like these. I can't wait to see what they look like. Yeah, it's supposed to be really neat. And then, of course, I do have onions down here that are all the green onions, or Walla Walla onion. This is a makeshift. I'll be doing something different with this soon, just to add more soil and compost and hay, just to see what happens with the onions. It's going to be really warm soon. Got a Roma tomato right here. That's one I grew. Yay! We chopped off a whole bunch of the tops of the asparagus. I needed more sun. And then I learned something about rhubarb. I just wanted more water, so I cut down some of the leaves that were huge, so I wanted the rain to get into here. This is what happens to rhubarb after you take the leaves off. They peel themselves. Did not plan on it. I thought I would be fine, and then I could just cut the food. So I learned my lesson. It's quite interesting how it peels itself. What plants will do when they're exposed, of course. I was just thinking overnight would have been just fine. Now you see the watermelons that are transplanted. This was actually a seed that James planted, and it came nicely. Got 2 in here. The blueberries doing well. Want it to stay that way. And then the blackberry is coming to life. I love it. Awesome. And then, of course, some more leeks. Whole bunch. And they're flowering. Got a few things going on here coming to life. My purple sage. Very nice. Rosemary and I are having a problem understanding watering, so I'm hoping. The mint's doing well. Now our potato bin is doing really awesome. I put down a big layer of hay, about 4 inches, I believe, maybe 5, and everybody's coming through. So, yoo-hoo! I love it. I think they're like so neat. No, it's amazing what things can grow through. And then our russet potatoes are actually in here, and they have been doing well coming through. And we even have one over here on the side. So it's a little tiny square. Yeah, pretty cool. Back here, the sunflowers are actually coming through. It's nice to see some of them. So we'll see who all survives. But it'd be nice to have a handful of sunflowers back here, especially since this is the west wall of our property. So yay. Now let's go back here. We have our grapes. A lot of them have been pollinated, so I'll show you some of the most awesome one right now. See? Oh, come into view. Yay! So they're all... Come on. There we go. Wow. It's so interesting seeing these. They're just so tiny with a tiny little dot. And then, of course, you have our green one. The other one was actually a wine grape. Didn't have any idea. Just wanted one red, one green. So we'll see who all gets there. Now we'll head on over here. So a lot of these beans I'm actually going to transplant tomorrow. Got about 5 beans that are in complete shade. They're coming up pretty nicely, but they're just way too much in the shade, and the bean is trying. They need a lot more sun than they get right here. The herbs are doing okay. The echinacea is right there. We've got the pineapple sage. Rosemary's doing very well. Of course, there's our oregano, our chives, our regular sage, and lemon balm. Doing very, very well. Now let's go into our little corner here. These weeds are like an interesting thing to deal with. I've cut them down now quite a bit. Now I have to start pulling them out. So our strawberries, I've harvested 10. So not bad. I like them. Ooh, the sun's come out. Then this is, of course, the back side is the mint. Got a whole bunch of really nice mint. And then this is lemon balm. You can tell they're very, very similar, but one's just slightly greener and slightly thinner. But they smell amazing together. And then see little strawberries coming in. So cool. Some really strange bugs lives in this thing, and so far they haven't eaten all of my strawberries. I'm trying to grab them every morning if I can. Now, it's awesome. In this little section we have a lemon drop tomato and a cherry tomato. Hold on now. Sun sugar tomato. And a lemon drop. Of course, you see a little bit of, let's get that closer. So there's some basil, and each tomato has a basil and a marigold. And I lost count. I believe I have about 18 purple beans in here, wandering all over the place. That's nice. And then right here we have the one cucumber that actually survived before I took out the onions on the other side. And it's pickling cucumber. I just transplanted that about 2 weeks ago too. And that's a Japanese cucumber. Of course, cilantro's flowering. Got a little wet and beaten up for the windstorms. So that's been fun. And these are our pinto beans. What is surviving? I've got about 18, which is really nice. They take a lot longer to grow, but definitely going to see how that works. This section, of course, is awesome. This is a pink brandy tomato with our little marigold. Got a nice bean in there coming up. Then we have a sun sugar, and then my Roma is doing really well. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of carrots that are flowering, and in the middle is cherry plus 4 purple beans that are doing well. Back here we also have a cherry, another bean. We got Really nice. Sun Sugar and then Aroma back here. That's the one I grew that's actually doing very well. A couple of the basils are doing well back here, which is nice. And we do have some beans in the front, and I planted some more, plus some catgrass, which is wheatgrass. I will be transplanting that little bean. Ooh, where'd you go? Oh, there's a bean right there. So, right there. And that's going somewhere else. Now back here, come sneak back here. See, say hello. Just so pretty. Oh, I can't wait till these smell. Oh my gosh, the smell of carrot seed flowers are just amazing. We've got where's our bean? Hello, bean. Yeah, you got one there. You can tell there's a few that are either windblown or it's sacrificial. That's something I've learned. And yes, the tomato has some flowers on it. And then, of course, back here we have 3 cucumbers. They're Armenian, and I just got to feed them tomorrow. Back here I actually tried to transplant a carrot, and most of it died off. We'll see. It was just an experiment. But this is so cool. Can't wait to see what this section is going to look like when the other beans start coming in. That'll be neat. Oh, over here, as you can see, got a whole bunch of garlic on the other side, but I wanted to come over here and show you that I have tomatillos actually flowering. Oh, come on, come into focus. Don't we love flowers? See the little yellow flowers. And it's doing well in this little corner. Oh, and here's a purple one, purple tomatillo. And then we have a purple tomatillo over there too. And this one's a cherry, I believe, some kind of cherry. And as you can see, there's a cage back in the corner, and that's where that other tomatillo is. And it's doing well. And of course, all these garlic are they have their flowers, so I'm hoping in July we might have some. Of course, this leek is amazing. If you look, it just keeps growing and growing. It's just so amazing. This is going to make a great leek and potato soup. And then we have over here a very interesting leek. It decided to bend over both ways, and I tried switching it, and it decided to stay this way. So, yeah, so cool. But there's another one. So the back ones are the green tomatillos, and then leeks. And then these are, of course, are all the garlic. Got a whole bunch of garlic. The onions transplanted really well on both sides, which is really nice. And then we do have some flowers. I kept some of these flowers on. Oh, hey, we have a little buddy come in. Yeah, the bees have been hiding all day. And in this section, we had the Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts got something was going on with the leaves at the stem, connecting to the stem. So, and nothing was growing the way they should have. And with the heat coming on, it just would have made it worse. So I decided it wasn't an experiment. I was going to try again, at least not for now. So I got them out, and this is all full of purple beans. And there's a few more purple beans up in here. And then, of course, our little tomato. So, yay. And, of course, again, our little sunflowers. Woohoo! It's pretty cool. I love it. It's so neat. I have a couple things in the greenhouse, but it's just an onion, a parsley, and a dill. And they're all little. I like my tires and the potatoes. Cool. Yay. Oh, hey, we got one more section to see. Say hello, grapes. Hello, grapes. pretty neat. So we're back over here. And of course, our neighbor has the bleeding hearts flowers, and they came in last year. They're just so cool looking. I just love how pretty and pink they are back here. What a nice little surprise. And then of course my oregano. Let's go back over here. So my little cubby hole. I gotta stay away from people. Then I have my, there we go. It's a nice drying herb place. So I have a whole bunch of oregano in there, and there's some lemon balm. And then there we go. We got our onions. Oh. And then of course the flower. They get so far. Ooh, this one's starting to open. So cool looking. Like a little monster. And then our parsley. And we have some dill. Yep, it's a bit tall. But it needed to be in here from the wind. Yummy. So cool. And our last raised bed. This is the back side. So we have another cherry tomato in here. Pretty nice and growing well. A couple of basils and an oreganos. I cut those down. I am transplanting the beans into here that are wayward. And then we have peas that are doing, this one's doing really well, but the rest needs some more sun. And with this next week, I'm hoping I might get some height. And of course, this is just for shade because all in here is the celery. Now it is going to be exceedingly warm for this, so we'll see how this goes. But as you can tell, there is cilantro in here just starting and a bean here. I will be transplanting a couple here, hoping for shade to keep growing the celery. The back side of this, if you look, is the one that has opened, and I've made this sort of a shade area, hoping no direct sunlight will really help this. And it's in shade. It only gets maybe 4 hours of sun. So, experimenting for everything. But it's so cool. So we'll see how this goes. I'm determined to try. If not, I'm going to eat what I have and just be happy with what I get. And try again in the fall. Pretty yellow flowers. Nice. Well, everybody having a good day. This is so much fun. And they are so much more well-behaved than humans. Have a good day.